Hey folks, just a heads up, I've got merch designs now. Support your fellow fiend with fantasy trans shirts or beasties, links in the description below. Alright, here we go again. Down into the depths where we find the denizens of the dark turned into maddening shapes. Now, I've had a lot of you note that SCPs extend far further than the first 1000, and I acknowledge this. However, personally, I'd rather have a greater chance of getting some classic spooky SCPs, as small of a margin as that may be. That may change in the future, but for now, this is what we're going with. Anyway, no turning back now. First roll is 147, which is, I don't know if I can pronounce this one. Chitin? I assume? Chitin? I personally don't remember what that is, but thanks to editing, you will. And that's paired with SCP-610. That's, the flesh that hates. Oh, I remember a lot of people commenting about this one. I don't really remember what it is though, but it sounds nasty. Alright, I'm gonna do my best. Oh geez, this combo. Okay, so a chitin is a humanoid that's undergone an unspeakable transformation to appear more favorable to the eyes of Lolth, often against their will, and that's merged with the creature known as the flesh that hates, a highly infectious contagion that contorts the flesh like putty, and as the name implies, has a serious anger management problem. Boiling these two cursed culminations together, we get the fanatical Flesh Weaver. The curiosity of man has only grown more voracious with time. It lapped up the centuries and gnashed at the fruits of the cosmos. Such a hungry mind can forget itself, devouring its own morality, its humanity, and its feverish appetite. This was the fate of one mad wizard that saw his own flesh as his prison. His body ebbing was a reminder of his own fragile mortality. Cloistered away, he sought to ascend this cursed coil and write his own path toward undeath. Attempting to take lichdom to a new, drastic level, he devised a ritual to sever mind from body, and succeeded. His consciousness rocketed into the heavens, splintering his mortal form, though the bulk of his mind was gone. Smoldering remnants of meat echoed the last moments of his feverish desire, a longing to be rid of this useless body. To be made new, to be made perfect. And the flesh twitched and writhed and walked, seeking new targets to bless with ascension. Ooh, okay, 41, which is animated object medium.
Can you please tell us about the chair?
It was just a chair.
That's certainly something. Oh god, okay. Next is 666. Okay, is this gonna be like an evil ass chair? Oh my god. Okay, the Spirit Lodge is, okay. Is this seriously two objects again? Like, these are two literal objects. Alright. We're doing it. The dice giveth, dice produce really stupid combinations. Animated object is fairly self-explanatory, while Spirit Lodge is an evil yurt that transports its guests into a room with the devil. Taking these two together, let's come up with something. Has there ever been a moment where a dungeon master takes just a little too long to describe an aspect of the room? Even worse, they describe it with multiple adjectives. Hardly coincidence, you reason. Surely there is something to this inanimate object, but after pouring investigation after perception after investigation check, you find no switch, no trap, no hidden lever. Merely an awkward grapple with a wooden chair in which afterward you frustratedly set down. Although rarely, this may be the work of an imitator. These shape-shifting fiends take great care to never break character. While inside of a sentient creature, the imitator will automatically revert to a mundane object form and cannot be destroyed even by magical means. Despite only being slightly stronger than a mere imp when unseen, these fiends are brazen in their trickery. Often, imitators will pursue adventurers mercilessly, adopting the guise of dolls, articles of clothing, and worst of all, chairs. They take great joy in feeding from paranoia as they follow our fair heroes from room to room. These talents of shapeshifting are put to good use by Yugalos and Archdevils seeking to invite adventurers into their infernal chambers. Taking on the form of massive doors, imitators will follow their target until the witless warriors finally take a peek inside. Curiosity killed the cat after all. Let's just hope they brought enough diamonds. Oh geez. Hoping for no double items this time. 384 Guard Drake. Oh, that's Big Dragon Doggo. Okay, that's pretty good. Although I have to expect that the next roll probably won't be cute. Most SCPs aren't. So, SCP 417. Plague Tree. Okay, that doesn't sound friendly, but you know, I've been wrong before. Okay, let's get down to business. Guard drakes are considered lesser dragons, flightless but still fearsome. SCP-417, on the other hand, is a total nightmare. A massive cursed baobab tree that grows highly aggressive insect nests instead of fruit. The bites of said insects turn the living into hosts for more trees. It's just a bad time all around. So in honor of the real-life wasp larvae parasitism, I present the terrifying, hulking hive. The buzzing grew deafening. It resonated down to the bone and blurred the eyes. The numbness followed and crept down my hands to my fingers. I tightened the grip on my blade just to feel it all as I faced the dark glade. And there, in the shadow of the grove, a mangled chassis of a friend glinted. What was once fur had been paved with chitinous scales that reflected the moonlight. Its face extruded into an erratic network of cones. The buzzing swelled from inside that twisted mound. I could swear it sounded like perverse delight. It faced me now, churning and humming like a snake's tail. I rushed at that damnable hive, flames dancing on my sword as I plunged it deep within. A burst of charred bodies boiled from the wound, taking to the air in a heat of rage. I would not let them take me as they did her. Spinning the burning blade, I clipped their hissing wings as a cloud of insects enveloped me. A tinge of acid pricked my blood, then another. Through the smoke of the swarm, I looked down upon the now still body and raised my blade skyward, fire curling down my arm. May we meet again in the next life, my friend. We're gonna be pretty hard pressed to get anything cute out of these SCP fusions. Okay, 520. That's Mind Flayer Scion. Yeah, no, certainly not gonna get anything cute unless we get somehow get Tickle Monster. Okay, SCP 573. The Pied Pipe. Okay, man, there's a lot of item SCPs. Okay, well I'm gonna pull something out of the creative ether. Let's get going. Illithid blood plays a curious effect on its environment. Much like severing the head of a hydra, fully exterminating a Mind Flayer colony is complicated. Sure, the day is won when the heroes stab the big tentacled brain until it stops moving, but what happens after? You don't see adventurers with a bucket and mop, that's dung sweeper work. Instead, miles of illithid refuse drifts in the underground waterways for rats and vermin to feast upon. It intermingles with the filth and carrion and clogs the sewer tunnels. While fat bergs are an annoying but ultimately trivial nuisance for dung sweepers, malignant brain bergs are sewage scourges best left to the professionals. These brain bergs use specialized tendrils to expel sonorous tones through the sewer drains to entice their prey to come below. Though strangely, these songs cannot be perceived by those of high intelligence. The telltale signs of a berg incursion involve the disappearance of animals of increasing size, and even sometimes people. Witnesses often describe a rise in sleepwalking among young children, pets, and simpletons. Those that fall victim to the alluring call wander helplessly towards the core of the berg until they bury themselves within its mass. Once inside, the berg dissolves their cerebra to make them suitable mindless thrall, and expels them to infect new areas of the sewer. To safeguard its fragile exterior, the berg collects a few choice samples to act as armor, expelling only when the adventurer is stupid enough to puncture its hide. Sometimes, making intelligence your dump stat isn't always the best choice. Unless of course you want to be a mindless pawn for a sentient turd. Alright, last roll for this video anyway. 760. That's... Oh my god, this is 100% real. Oh my god, Tarask. Oh my god. What? Alright, paired with SCP 97. Old Fairgrounds. I'm not even sure what that is, other than the obvious. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, after some research, turns out the Old Fairgrounds isn't actually about evil clowns or carnivals as I first expected, but it's instead about an oversized prize pumpkin that kidnaps children through sleepwalking hypnosis. Also turns them into zombies to live in the fairground forever. That's SCPs for you. The Tarask, on the other hand, is the DM's pocket TPK that hates karaoke. It's a surefire way to mulch character sheets and end campaigns nearly guaranteed. So, in the spirit of the holidays, let's create the Yuletide abomination known as Gryla's Kindergarten. Pleasant words, very dark implications. Through cacophonous chuckles that echoed through the once solemnly silent tavern halls, the young bard asked again. No, that can't be right. You people are afraid of a kindergarten. The natives didn't share the party's bemusement and grimly turned their gaze. A beggar woman slumped against the tavern door accosted the bard. She scarcely had a tooth in her head, yet clear as day she spoke with a winter's chill.
Oh, you haven't the stones for a child. The Christian graves are only looking for the wee babes that never got life's fair hand. And you've certainly squandered yours. Such a black heart would only make the babes hungry.
Slithering out of the door through a mountain of rags, she spat one last retort.
What if curiosity be scratching at your heels? The graveyard be your delight.
Without a word, the adventurers looked at each other with growing smiles. The village's cemetery was a massive affair, and stretched longer than the town itself. In the dim moonlight, it was difficult to see just how far it reached, and wading through the gnarling weeds only made the journey all the more frustrating. Mid-footfall, the wizard stopped the bard and pointed to one of the headstones. Look at these dates. These are all children. Like tiny fingernails poking up from the earth. The hillside was swathed with small graves of varying states of decay, until there was little earth between them. As the party trudged on, the headstones became like stone scales between their feet. How could there be so many dead? How long had they been walking? Was it already morning? Cresting the horizon was not the sun, but a massive hollowed-out gourd with a familiar woman standing at its entrance.
Ah, good of you to come. The kids were getting restless.
In an instant, the laughter of thousands of tiny voices assaulted the minds of the adventurers as the ground below heaved, shuddered, and split wide. The graves encircled them, opening into a gargantuan maw of headstone teeth. The marauding cemetery added a few more souls to its ever-growing collection. Okay, that was a doozy. Lots of big monsters in this one, though. Special thanks to Humperdinck the Warlock for making the stat block for Gryla's kindergarten, and the Flesh Weaver. Creating legendary creatures can be rough to formulate alone, so again, thankful to have help on it, and please go check out their work. As always, a special thanks to my donors and Patreons. I would not be able to continue doing this without you guys, and so I know I say this every video, but I genuinely can't thank you guys enough. And finally, if you live in the state of Georgia, for the love of all peaches, please go vote for the Senate runoff. It is real heckin' important. Alright, folks and fiends, I'll see you guys in the next video.